So we're going to battle some with this Diamond Wild mid-range ramp today from the Hex CCS, not CCS, Hex Platinum Plunder top 8. And while this isn't a style of deck I don't think I'd ever see myself playing in something like the CCS or a bigger tournament, it's always good to play other decks that are successful so you can get a feel for how you want to playing a deck is one of the best ways you can get a feel for what cards are important and valuable when you're playing against that deck in a tournament. So I think you should always make a point, even if a deck's a style that you don't particularly enjoy, you should always make a point to try and spend some time playing with as well as against them if you think you might see them in a larger tournament, because it'll be valuable to you as a player. Hey, AML. Kev, Elwins, good morning, afternoon, everyone. Good night to people. Queue up a match here. Oh. Alrighty. Waiting to queue, waiting to queue. Hi ho, the cheerio, waiting to queue. You're very loud, toddler. Yeah, my nice webcam set back up again. These webcams have been over at Matthew's house for forever for the live Magic streams, and since those are taking a hiatus, I stole one and brought it back here. Yeah, first victim, I mean opponent. Izom playing Dreaming Fox. Could be a variety of things. No empty cups! Track some with the cheers! Thank you, I appreciate it. Make it rain. I wonder how long the Santa hats on them last for. May the bits fill the cup. Oh, you really did fill it on up. Thank you for the auto host, everyone. So, I was playing Dreaming Fox last week with the Ruby Sapphire control deck, so it could be that or could be, just a variety of different things. Hey, SARS. There we go. Hand seems plenty reasonable. We've got a diamond threshold here, wild. We've got chlorophilia for some acceleration. We got a variety of 2-drops here, depending on what our opponent has going on. Okay, Thunderfield Seers looking like a brew. Another Shard of Life. One thing I wondered when I looked at this shard base was if we need all 4 Shard of Life. Like, these decks, this deck really, it needs 2 diamond for Rutherford Banks, but you don't need the second diamond until turn 7. And a lot of the decks don't play as many thresholds. I guess this one has 14, technically. Starcaller Ancient's kind of scary. And this deck is a little bit light on interaction, so we're mostly just, like, ships passing in the night here. So now the question becomes, do I want to Chlorophilia or play one of these dorks out on 2? I think I actually, what do I want to do here? Part of me just wants to get to this Croc by turn 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to Chlorophilia here and just try and get to this Croc ASAP to take this Starcaller Ancient off the table. All right, no third resource for them. That's good for us. Let's go ahead and... do you want a Might Singer or Howling? Actually, I'm going to lead on the Satyr's Roost Bard here so we can get some value out of these guys. I guess I'm possibly missing draws on this Might Singer by doing this sequencing, but I think this is fine. Grab another Wild here since we have a Might Singer in hand and a Crocusor here. Again, we're going to need double Diamond at some point for the Champ power. Rutherford Banks for 7 charges, puts a troop from our Crypt back into play. The old Transmografade. We have a 1-1 here. And then kind of awkward, we actually don't want to trade here because we have this Crocusor in our hand. I'm actually just going to cash this in to gain 2 life, I think. Alright, cool. So, what are we doing here? I go Might Singer into Wild into Howling. That seems fine. And then next turn we can croc these 2 guys away. Swing and a miss. So every time we gain a Wild threshold, this checks the top cards of our deck as a troop. If it is, it comes to our hand. If it doesn't, it gets inserted randomly back into our deck. Okay, opponent found a third resource, which is a little scary. If they leave 3 up this turn, which they didn't, thank God. Ooh, this Croc's about to be real good. So Empress of Ice is similar to Might Singer. Whenever they gain a Sapphire Threshold, they get to exhaust one of our cards, and then our cards don't ready during our turn. Thankfully, we have this Crocusor that's going to come into play and battle some of these nerds. And Might Singer drew a card since it was a troop, so we'll play Crocusor out here, and opponent concedes. Stomp, Stomp, Roar. Not quite sure what our opponent is doing. I feel like they probably have multiple Emperors of Ice in their deck. This Martyr seems reasonable. Carnosaur also doesn't seem completely unreasonable since they're playing Starcaller Ancients. What do I want to trim? Maybe cut a Balthazar and a Dreamweaver Ancient. Bring in a Martyr and a Karn. Seems fine. Let's give this a go. Less is more. Stomp, stomp, concede. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So this hand doesn't have a Diamond Threshold in it for the Howling Plains Alpha, but we've got plenty of other cards we can play out here. We can go like Might Singer, or probably Satyr's Roost Bard on 2 actually, into Chlorophilia plus Might Singer on 3. Although I guess if we Might Singer on 2, that means we get 2 chances to draw troops on 3, so that's probably a little bit better. Yeah, likely a little bit better. The old turn 2 Thunderfield Seer. Wonder what they drew for the turn. Hey, look at that. There's our my life like a diamond. So we have a Coyote in our hand. So that gets to make a diamond for us. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and play Might Singer out here. The next turn we'll get 2 shots at drawing cards with it. We can go Wild Shard, or okay. So they Transmografade, which turns my troop into a random troop with cost 1 less, and they turned it into a 4/3. So still decent. Worse than Might Singer would be, but still okay. So tunneling this, likely a Reese, could be a Subterranean Spy, I suppose, as well. God, this turn would have been insane if I'd let's go ahead and do that. Play this Chlorophilia. Then play Howling Plains Alpha. Yeah, I think that's fine. That means next turn we can go like Satyr's Roost Bard, Valor this up, and draw a card. Get aggressive here since they gave us a 4/3. Retransmogma guy, sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my second diamond now since I have an opening when we don't have a when we don't have a Might Singer in play. So play the Satyr's Roost Bard. That whenever we play a Valor, we draw a card. And when we deploy this, it gets bigger for each Valorous troop we have. Let's go ahead and Valor this guy up, which lets us draw a card from here. And this says, whenever this attacks, all your Valorous troops get +1/+1. So when this attacks, it's going to make itself a 4/4. Go ahead and Chlorophilia here. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this trade here. So let's go ahead and crack for 5 here. It's possible I should have Valored this so that way he couldn't trade with his thing there. Could definitely be a mistake. I need to check a diaper really quick. Sorry. Christy, can you help me? Hold on. Sorry. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had a toddler poop emergency. In the most literal sense, that crap can't wait. So we'll play Howling. And how about I put it?
This is making me laugh. Will you go take this out?
Just put it outside in the garage. Actually, I'm going to be adding Pokemon into my regular stream schedule. The game is, it's been pretty interesting so far, and there are paper Pokemon tournaments that I can play in as well that are fairly local to me, so I'm going to be learning the ins and outs of that game over the course of the next couple months, I think. They have a larger cash tournament. It's about 2 hours from my house in March that I intend to play. I'm going to be. I had been doing Eternal on Wednesdays the last couple of weeks. I'm going to be switching that over to playing the Pokemon TCG on Wednesday afternoons, and then other extra impromptu streams here and there as time permits. I'm gonna be home on most of the weekends now, so that'll give me more time to do bonus streams on the weekends. So we Valor this up, which when this attacks, it's gonna make the Satyr Roost Bard. It's gonna make the Satyr Roost Bard a 4 or 5, so we'll attack for 8 here, and I can play this Satyr's Roost Bard. And when this comes into play, it gets 1 for each of my other Valorous troops. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play this out, and this will be a 4/5 always, since I have 2 Valorous guys here. Yeah, Jake's been sick lately, so all the diapers have been bad news recently. It ain't pretty to say the least. All right, so attack with both of these. Again, maybe I missequenced my Valor here and should have put the Valor on this Howling Brave so I could attack with it as well. Okay, so this is a small misplay on my opponent's part. They're transmogging my guy now, which if they would have transmogged this in response to me playing the second Satyr's Roost Bard, this Bard would only be a 3/4. Alright, that's pretty good. They turned it into an artifact. I'm going to get to sacrifice this to draw a card, but it's not an attacking troop anymore. From what I understand, the larger Pokemon tournaments are broken up by age divisions, and a majority of the people that play it are much like Magic in that it's largely the mid-20s, early 30s are the people that are actually playing the game in the competitive sense. Howdy, Miss Spade. Opponent concedes with no resources. Fairly new player, just recently got into PvP after about a year or so of doing the PvE content. Not sure where this place to ask, but I was looking to get some help with my current deck list. Keep in mind, Merry Christmas. Yeah, feel free to post links in chat. Links are enabled. Just, make sure they're relevant if you post spam. As opposed to, the rule is act like a child, be treated like a child. So, you know, use links responsibly. No one's going to say anything. Alrighty, so yeah, it seems pretty good. We've got on our Ruiner Hierophant, we haven't drawn one of these yet. We have Acceleration. We get 1 resource, 1 attacks, and it gains Flight, so it's an evasive threat that grows larger. I'll lead on the Diamond Threshold here. You want to make sure to get your Diamond Thresholds out of the way before you play your Might Singer out, ideally. Yeah, I don't understand why people disable links in their chat. Like, if you can't multitask enough that you can't moderate links yourself, and if you're a large streamer, where you have hundreds or thousands of people watching you, or you have thousands of people watching, I could almost see it. But if you have thousands of people watching you, just have enough moderators to cover it. It's not really that hard. So Trax is playing so far. Mono Wild could have a splash. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So kind of scary here. If my opponent has a Crocosaur in hand in a non-slow shard, we're just going to get Croc next turn, but ugh. What's the MTG plans moving forward? I don't really have formal plans. I just looked at my schedule for next year and what the actual events I plan to attend, and it looks like I'm just playing 2 things in the first half of next year. I'm planning to go to the Modern Open in Indianapolis and the Invitational in June. I will likely have some Magic content in the evenings, like the paper content, like I did before those events, but nothing super firm on exactly what I'm doing. Mostly just going to play games when I enjoy them. Hey, so we got a wild threshold, and the top card of our deck was a troop, so we got a troop. Let's go ahead and Howling Plains Alpha here, and then Howling Plains Alpha again. And we didn't get crocked last turn, so... Excuse me, let's go and attack with both of these. This gains flight and gives me a resource. Oh, that's gross. So he kills the Might Singer with the Wild Growth. I'm going to hold out on these Valors for a second here because if I Valor this, it doesn't get it out of proc range regardless, so I don't really want to just fire that off. I guess I could have gotten some of these out of Karn range. Oh, I guess they would get this out of double Karn range, but it does not have double Karn, it doesn't look like. So what do I want to do here? I think I'm going to Valor... If I Valor both of these... Yeah, I'm going to Valor this and Valor this. And then do I want to play this one out too? I think I do. Just keep making my evasive threat larger. Just going to attack with both of these. The Howling Plains Alpha is going to make both of them one larger, so we get to 12 here. That's a real big rabbit. Okay. A Balthazar? Okay. Still just dead. Can jump here and then dies from these. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead even without me playing this out, but... Stomp, stomp, roar. Stomp, stomp, concede. Alright, what are we doing here? We probably want martyrs. Karn's probably not the worst. I don't like Dreamweaver Ancient in these wild mirrors. Sight of the Sun Goldfish is really well, but it doesn't... It doesn't line up well against their Carnosaurs. I think that's about all I want to do. I can't cut any more Coyotals. I'm already down to 10 here. So we got 4, 8, 10. These are 11, 12. Howdy, Shotcoder. I guess I'm not a huge fan of Crocosaur these matchups. I'm going to trim one of those and bring in another Karn just so we can tag Rainier Hierophants early. Is this list tier 1? The actual answer is there's nowhere near enough data to... There's nowhere near enough data to tell you whether or not this list is tier 1. Wait, you guys were allowed to change deck lists in between day 1 and day 2? I just copied the list that had the bunch of wins from the... This hand's a little medium. Okay, so he's playing the Ruby Splash. We gotta hit another shard here, obviously. You guys were able to modify your deck list between day 1 and day 2? That's real wrong. That's... Huh. Okay. Am I going to Columbus or Indy? I am planning to attend Indianapolis, the Modern Open, barring bad weather, but I am not planning to attend the Standard Open because Standard's pretty miserable. So we're going to miss out some triggers on this, but I think I just want to go this for Diamond into Chlorophylla into Carnosaurus here. Oh, see, I just looked on Hex Meta and looked at the actual event. That makes those deck lists like... I wonder how many other people modified their deck list between the 2 days. Like, I pulled the deck list that you played in the actual tournament, not in the single elimination rounds. I didn't go on the website. I looked up the actual data. Columbus is not modern. The Columbus Open is week 1 new standard. There's a modern classic in Columbus. There's a modern classic every weekend, but the actual Open in Columbus is standard. All right, so here we can go Might Singer into Chlorophylla here. If we're real lucky, we'll draw a Howling or draw a Howling Brave here. Rats, so unlucky. Alright, doesn't have another play here, it looks like. So this attack just, like, screams I have a Wild Growth, so let's just take 2 here. What are we doing here? Go play this Moonrise Elder out. So the Moonrise Elder has the Ardent Gem in it, which readies all of our Ardent troops when it attacks, which is nice because we can activate this for a resource and then attack with this and ready it and get another resource out of it in the same turn. And when this comes into play, it gives us a Valor for each of our Ardent troops, excuse me. So that's why we got 3 Valors when we played this. There's the Rascally Rabbit. So probably need to crock our opponent this turn. Yeah, just before we do that, let's go ahead and play the Shard of Life. Yeah, Day 0 standard is expensive, to say the least. I'd like to battle these two. So we'll go ahead and attack with this Moonrise Elder, which will ready all of our nerds. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this. And I'm actually going to Valor the... Yeah, I'm not going to Valor anything, actually. Because if he has a Croc here, he can just Croc and trade with these. So I really don't want to play into that. If I could Valor one of these out of Croc range, I would do that, but we can't, so I'm not going to. Get that. Okay, that's interesting. So let's go ahead and just Valor the crap out of this, I think. They actually, they're cutting rotations back to once a year. They changed it. Ice Mac Kid, sorry, I don't think I commented last time. If you're looking to improve on that deck, you should look into the Diamond Sapphire control deck. I wrote about it on the main Hex TCG website a little while ago. Dark Heart of Nulzan is the main upgrade you're going to want to be looking for it. He has not played the Wild Growth yet that he represented with his attack on turn 3. So things that are worth noting. It's possible I should have put the 3rd Valor on this just so my Balthazar is better next turn. That's pretty good. I think we just take 7 here. Actually, I'm going to throw this under the bus. So he only gets a 4-drop. Let's go ahead and Balth here. Hey, second diamond, so we can go ahead and play that and then grab something back from our crypt here. I have a Crocosaur in there, don't I? Alright, let's just do that. Stomp, stomp, roar. And he has to jump here, because he's at 5. Hey, Platinus. What needs to change to make Standard interesting again? Emrakul and Marvel probably need to go away. Just a car. It's an 8-8. Alright. Trigger this once. Trigger this twice. Alright. Play some Satyr Roost Bards here. These will be 3/4s because this is Valorous. Hey, Tron Beetle. Good afternoon, good morning, or good night, wherever you're at in the world. Not gonna attack here because they have an 8-8. Yep. Our opponent showed us Wild Growth in game 1. So we know they're playing Wild Growth for reference. No, questions are definitely good. If you have a specific thing you're looking for, like I said, I would check out the Mars with the 3-month resub. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Welcome back, a quarter of a year. The Diamond Sapphire Control is a defined archetype smack kids though, so you should definitely check out what other people have been playing with that archetype so far. I'm just gonna wait one more turn here, I think. I could ship with the. If I ship with these, he just eats this and then takes 8, so that doesn't seem very good. I'll have much larger Might Singers next turn. I think it's definitely just a problem with the format design itself. Standard's had a lot of very interesting and great standard formats. Not to mention, Hex's current constructed format is very similar to what Standard is. And Hex's current constructed format is fine and has been for the last 3 sets. So I think Marvel is fine without Emmy. I think Marvel is fine without Emrakul and Ulamog. The Eldrazi Titans make it unreasonable. I'm aware that Might Singer is an 8-8 on attack. But in order for this to be an 8-8 on attack, I'd have to give up this. He doesn't lose his board. He was at 13. He just takes the hit from this and eats my Moonrise Elder. I guess I could have attacked with the Satyr Roost Bards too. I could have shipped with everything, and then how does the math work out? He could have put 3 in front of this, eaten this, and then he would have died to these. Maybe attacking with everything is fine there. I don't know. I feel like he can't really play anything to get too much farther ahead. So, the downside to waiting a turn isn't this is the best possible thing he could do, and he's still not in that good of a spot. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not gonna put a whole lot of willpower into thinking about Standard. Hex is fun, Pokemon is fun. I'm just not gonna play a ton of Magic. Star City scaled back on their events anyways, so there's less Magic events that are worth playing to begin with. Being able to play Hex events from my home is just as good as it gets. Just crack for 12 here now. You see, like, if I attack last turn with everything and, like, take this trade, I guess he can't Balthazar then, but, like, I'm out of all of my Might Singers, and, like, he doesn't have an answer to this as it keeps growing, so I'm not sure I like trading it there. Oh, am I going to get Wild Growth here? Damn it, I forgot this made a resource. Ah, I'm so dumb. This was loose AF, so this is going to be... Yep, alright. I get it. Whoops. That was a mistake. Was not counting on this making a resource to Wild Growth there. So this is probably eating these two. Unless he has a Karn. If he has a Karn, I could see it eating these two and then Karning to finish this off. Okay, yeah, so probably has a Karn. Or a second Croc. Second Croc's okay too. Yep. Alrighty. Well, we took our game where we were infinitely far ahead and kicked the ball thoroughly through the wall. So trading, we were ahead until I attacked the Might Singer into the Wild Growth and lost it. This is a card that could get us back into this game. Draws us some cards here. Get this out of Croc range. I was ahead until I messed up. That's the TLDR there. Need to crack in for 5 this turn. Yeah, it really depends on what their leftovers are. We're in an okay spot since we picked up this. I got to draw 2 extra cards. We are only 1 more resource away from activating our champ power, which isn't bad, so we just get our 12-12 back. Hopefully we can avoid getting combo killed by this next turn. I don't think this build of the deck by opponent's flag generally plays Soul of Battle, so pretty unlikely that we die to this, being at 25. Okay, so we get the champ power next turn, guaranteed. They've got 3 Crocs out. Dreamweaver Ancient, sure. Another Runier, sure. Here's hoping this last card. Sweet, it's not a... Alright, what am I doing here? Just attacking with that. I think I'm just... I could chump with this and then Belth next turn. Yeah, I think I'm doing that. Let's chump with this and then Belth next turn. Can champ power Belth. Draw 5, gain 6. I think this is better than getting the Might Singer back since this is dealing so much damage. Yeah, we have Martyrs in our deck too. Oh, yeah, that's great. All right, so... Stomp, Stomp, Roar can kill... Oh, huh. Is this too cute? If I Martyr my Howling Brave, my Croc can kill these 2 Runier Hierophants? Is that awful? That doesn't seem awful. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And like my cards are mostly bigger than what he has left going on. We can Balthier if I want. Pick up some more cards and then still have a Martyr. Yeah, let's do that. We have 23 cards left in our deck. That's plenty to draw some more. Oh, geez. And this lets the Karn eat the Dreamweaver Ancient too because it's a 3-3. All right, firmly in the driver's seat. Firmly in the driver's seat again. Tried to lose the game. Deck wouldn't let us. God bless. GG's tracks. Pull ourselves back in. This seems great at going over the top of the other wild decks. Which is definitely not a terrible place to be. I hope we run into Angus once or twice here on the ladder, so I can see how that feels. The main deck seems like it'd be really clunky, but we've got some tools on the board that are okay. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked my 12-12 Might Singer. I forgot that the Howling, that your Brave was going to make a resource and allow you to Wild Growth to kill my 12-12. I definitely shouldn't have attacked my 12-12 into your guy that turn. Oh, man. Whatever Jake's got wrong with his stomach, I think it's living in the same house as a bunch of other people. It's like a giant petri dish. One person gets sick, they all do. I haven't played the matchup, but on paper it doesn't look like this should be particularly good against Angus. Waiting on my opponent to get here. They've got last season's animated Cosmic Sleeve here. Can you elaborate on why? Like when you're running well and like you're drawing your Carnosaurs, I feel like it's probably going to be okay. But like on average, Angus just seems like it's going to be far more consistent at what it wants to do. But I just feel like looking at the deck list, like let's say you lose the coin flip and your opponent doesn't even have a God draw. They just go like Anarchist on 2 into Matriarch on 3, or even Burning Tendrils on 3. Like, I mean, two drops are not in general very good against Angus in my experience. Like, especially on the draw. Like on the draw, you need like I don't know, probably upwards of 8 1-drops to be pretty consistent enough to beat Angus's average draws on the draw. And that's why I think a lot of people like feel like the Angus deck is so unfair in the play. It's just like they're not building their decks with low enough curves to really take advantage of like what you need to be doing to be winning that matchup. But like, what are you considering their god draw? I feel like a lot of people that like complain about Angus's nuts draws, like they're not even complaining about the actual nuts draw. They're just like talking about the games where like they have a troop on 2 and a troop on 3, or a troop on 2 and a Mama Yeti on 4, or like a Bolt Spasm on 1 and a Matriarch on 3. Like those aren't god draws. Like sure, the games where they go Bolt Spasm on 1 into Anarchist on 2 into Matriarch on 3 into Mama on 4, like those are going to be tough. But like I feel like this deck can't even beat like the double troop draws a lot of the time. But like I said, I haven't played it on paper. It looks like it would be hard. But what we got here? Runier on 2. Yep. Okay. I'm interested to see how we do here. Another Belth. Alright, so we're going to play the Cedar Roost Bard out. Activate Howling Brave, Valor this, draw a card. So, like, and here's the other question, Metronome. Like, did you do actual testing, or are you just, like, grinding random matches on the ladder? Because, like for instance, like, when I get ready for a deck to, like, play the CCS, I'm not going to play a bunch of ladder matches. I'm going to play a bunch of matches that I set up with other people that I know that aren't keeping bad hands, that aren't making a bunch of mistakes, like... This must have been the random. Pheromones. Okay. I'm not sure that that play is great. I mean, I get that he's trading for 3 of my things, but he's trading 2 cards for 3 of my things? This seems like a medium play. Man, Metro, comments like that are like, and those comments, I see those comments in every game. People are always like, the aggro deck auto plays itself. The aggro deck's easy to play. There's no decision. Skillless. GG nerd. Easy. Play the easy deck. Try skill harder. Like, those are such ignorant and not true comments. They're so frustrating to hear because they're coming from people that just like, yeah, it's... I mean, that's literally what you just said. This isn't exactly chess. I wouldn't put too much emphasis on who plays Angus. You just said the skill level at which you're playing the deck is mostly irrelevant. That's what, is that not what you said? Attack with these. Opponent's got a ton of resources now. Yeah, yes, right, Vic. The Yodel Burn deck is one of my favorite decks to play. And actually, I played that into Cosmic because it was fast this season, but I really like playing that deck. I wish it was better than it was right now. Happy to trade these here because I'll get another resource if it connects. Although I guess... Okay, we hit a shard there, so now I can't kill the Artisanal Cheese Smythe. So maybe that was wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to, like, take that too and give him another in case we hit a shard so we could croc this and this. Excuse me. Pretty okay with that trade, and they're probably okay with it too since they're, excuse me, so low on life. That's a big card. Huh. Alrighty, yep. Huh. Well then. Wish I would have just played... You know, I probably should have just played this out last turn regardless because of these Balthazars in my hand. Yeah. Yeah, I should have just played this out last turn. Yeah, this was a mistake. I should have played this out last turn, so then I could have Balthazard. Yep. Alright, we did, boys and girls. We did. Alright. I'm not sure we beat that follow-up card, even if we play the Croc on the right turn, but we'll see. Again, cutting that because it's a little weak to card. Definitely want the Martyrs. I'm not sure I want anything else. Peace, Ace. Yeah, seems pretty reasonable. Chomps? I don't really... Do they have Oberon's Eulogy too? They can't have Oberon's Eulogy, right? I don't think Chomp's worth bringing in for just the Puck's Daydream. Like, if they have the Daydream early, the Chomp's too slow to get rid of it before it does anything. And if they have the Daydream late, we don't really care, right? If I thought they were on Eulogy, I'd bring in the Chomps, but I don't think I want Chomps to kill Daydreams. If we had, like, Scorn of Oberon on the board, I'd bring that in to deal with Daydream, because that could, like, do something before it really does damage. Alright, play this Runeer out into a Carnosaur here. If it doesn't get Carnosaur, we'll be ahead in a big way. Sweet. Dodged Karn. Play this out. Play this out. Actually, I'm just going to attack for 3 here, and then I can Chlorophilia plus Howling Brave post-combat. I'm going to grab my second diamond with this. Block there, they get 1 resource. Chlorophilia. This will make this a 5/5. This will make this a 6/6, so it's out of Croc range, which is nice. And then hopefully we could just win the race in the air here. I don't think I want to offer this this alpha trade for his Clobberdon. Although I guess I could do this and then ship with everything. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then he'll take 8 and go to 8. Or no, he'll take 9 and go to 7 because the Runear will get larger from the Howling Plains Alpha trigger. Oh. And then he's dead to these 2 attacking next turn. Okay, there's the Croc. Croc eats these two. Then any troop is lethal here. And that also does it in two different ways. Could martyr this and attack for 7, or martyr that and attack for 7. Man, this might be my last match. My stomach is not feeling well. Sorry to cut things short. I'll try and get some extra in later this week when I'm feeling better. I'm planning on doing a New Year's Eve stream as well. Kristen, I don't have plans, so I'll be on after the kids go to bed. Yes, hand's fine. Karn on 2 and Darunir on 3. This actually doesn't make a threshold deck, so we don't have a Coyote. I think I want to play the Bard here, save the Karn to actually kill something. Like next year we could go Chloro plus Karn. Hey, look at that. Right on time. And because he used that last turn, he wasn't able to make this larger. So let's grab a wild here. Yeah, it's possible I should have got my second diamond with that. We'll do this, and then we'll Karn this. And again, I'm going to leave this back just in case they have a Dreadling creator. I don't want them to accelerate anymore, especially when they missed a shard drop here. I don't think getting in 2 points of damage is worth possibly giving them another resource if they have a Dreadling. Local in Las Vegas with the $10 donation. Thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. Oh. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well. Happy holidays as we come into the New Year's part of the season. We're just going to go Runir into Howling Plains Alpha here. Start pumping this up. I'm going to offer this trade. Yeah, I probably should have offered this trade before I did these things. I was a little loose on my sequencing here. Wow. Yeah, pretty happy with that trade, I think. It's kind of our card advantage engine at this point, but we're pretty close to getting it back. This is probably the random that he got. Huh. Do I just banks this back? It makes my Runir larger and lets me start drawing cards? Yeah, it's a little aggressive, but I think I like doing it. I'm not sure what the Ardent count is. I'd have to look at the deck. And it's also very possible that Ardent Crusader is just like worse than Runir Hierophant on average. Just ship with the squad here. Makes this bigger. See how they block. Turbulence. Alright, that's a blowout. Glad I played that pre-combat. Probably getting crocked here. We're gonna barter that. Yep. Barter the crap out of this croc. So if you remove or transform this in response to the fight doesn't happen. It's an okay pickup. Let's just draw. Oh, it's a great pickup. Let's just draw 2 cards. Four. Yeah, I'm okay to attack with everything here. If he wants to eat this, he's gonna take a 9. Another croc here could be bad for us. The old Eye of Creation brick. That's why I don't play high variance cards like that. All right, yeah, I'm sorry, folks. I'm gonna call it a day. If I'm feeling better tomorrow, I'll do a little bit of a longer stream. But I am just not feeling well. Happy holidays to everyone. If I'm feeling better tonight, even I'll sneak back on. But yeah, just I need to take off for now. Thanks. Sorry.